If you're experiencing softer erections, this is erratic or non-existent. Possibly the most crucial health message you hear throughout the year, since it's not only the truth is that aging is the cause. The food you consume on a daily basis may be progressively undermining your masculinity. As a surgeon who focuses on the anatomy of men, I tell you what I say every single day. What you put on your plate has a direct impact on the vibrancy and strength of the blood flow in your cock, and if you're older than 60, this relationship gets much stronger. I am Dr. Mohit Khera, a specialist in men's urology and a health specialist with more than 30 years of experience in aiding men to regain control over their sexual health naturally, which I have personally witnessed, what functions well and what doesn't. As of today, I'll tell you about something that most physicians refuse to disclose because this is the startling reality. The same foods that many elderly people have been advised against for heart health, such as some leafy greens and pork seeds, can actually bring the penis blood flow back, increase your testosterone levels and make you feel more like you, stronger and firmer once more. So I'll reveal in a few minutes 3 particular foods supported by clinical science that might assist you in creating your confidence hurts because erections are so hard, and your vitality returns, as well as the third almost no one discusses food, although it could be the secret to having the best sex you haven't had in years. Let's begin. Prior to discussing the potent foods, it can change the way you get erections and regain your self-assurance. Make sure you're subscribed and enabled alerts. In this manner, you won't miss another essential health advice created especially if this message is intended for guys above 60. Speaks to you in the type 1 remarks, should it not type 0, so I understand how to better serve you? Now that you are aware of the relationship between your diet and how you do, let's begin at the source of everything, because prior to discussing testosterone boosters, or perhaps we must discuss the one subject. No, even without blood flow, an erection can occur. And after you comprehend how it operates, you will realize why your performance has evolved and, more crucially, how to return it, and let's begin there. Why your erections depend on blood flow. Blood flow is crucial to your. When I talk to men in their erections, people in their 60s and 70s who struggle with weak erections or perhaps complete dysfunction, the first question I have isn't medicine or testosterone stress. It's blood flow, since this is the most men are unaware that an erection is the first step in a blood flow occurrence, but it's not simply about excitement or desire. It's regarding the ability of your arteries to supply sufficient blood flow to the penis quickly enough and at a volume loud enough to maintain a strong erection, which is dependent on blood that is flexible and healthy without clots. Vessels. The difficult phase is about to begin. By the they reach their 60s, many men's the arteries have been silently attacked. Decades of processed food consumption, stress, sugar, and inactivity all accumulate. Plaque starts to accumulate within the arteries, constricting the room and decreasing flow. Initially, you might only observe a minor reduction in stiffness. Then, it gets more difficult to remain firm, and at some point, your body simply cannot get it. Simple to attribute this to age, yet the number of men I've seen is too numerous to count. Change things just by concentrating on their vascular health. I recall a 67-year-old patient. A retired educator informed me, "Doc, I assumed that my sexual life was ended." This is what elderly men experience. However, following a few minor habit changes, particularly in what he consumed, he was able to recover what he believed he had lost. His erections returned stronger for eternity. His vitality increased, and most significantly, he regained his confidence, which is the power of good circulation. It provides you with life, not only within your heart, but also within your bedroom. Therefore, prior to grabbing medications, or first, we need to address the underlying cause issue, and the good news is that you can encourage blood flow organically using the appropriate foods. In fact, the first food for the restoration of healthy blood, I advise flow and boosting testosterone, may take you by surprise, since it's something, most likely, you've been warned to stay away from years. But when properly prepared, how it turns into one of the most potent your arsenal of tools for improved. Let's discuss 2 foods related to erections. Food number 1. The hormone has been found in one grass-fed beef restorer for many years, including my office. Patients have arrived with the notion that red meat is detrimental to doc. They'll claim that I've reduced beef, as my physician advised, yet I still feel worn out, lethargic, and disengaged in the bedroom, as well as whenever I have to take a moment to politely clarify that the beef itself might not be the issue, but the type of food they consumed and what they were absent from by letting it go. View pure, unprocessed grass-fed beef and grown organically as among the most strong meals for the health of men's hormones, particularly around age 60. It's packed with zinc that your body must produce. The hormone testosterone is what drives everything from vitality and concentration to erection quality and libido. It's abundant in iron, which aids in the delivery of oxygen and circulation to the tissues and muscles that issue, and it offers the type of high-quality protein that your body can uses for building, repairing, and maintaining strength. I provided to a patient in his initial who had fully stopped eating red meat in the 1970s. He believed that he was following what he felt was right, but he unable to recognize that his testosterone had plummeted, and his erections were no longer firm. Hardly present when we brought back. He only ate grass-fed beef twice a week. In addition to additional modifications, within a month, things had altered. Morning erections returned, and his motivation enhanced, and maybe most of all, he felt like himself. Once more, I'm not referring to greasy burgers from fast food restaurants or highly processed. I'm referring to actual grass-fed meats. Steak, perhaps with a piece of raw cheese, is yet another excellent nutrient source. K2, which keeps your arteries healthy, clear, and adaptable. It's easy, fulfilling, and strong. But meat is only one component of the image. To genuinely let your blood flow, vessels and circulation supercharge when it counts most, we require something fresh, green, and full of natural nitric oxide, and the majority of males walk correctly in the vegetables section without never realizing its potential. Let me demonstrate. If you're still with them and me, then drop a number of concepts that are resonating. Let me know in the comments. You're here, and you're paying attention. Let's continue now and explore the second meal that might help you performance and vitality back. 3-second food. Arugula, the leaf that flows blood. Regarding leafy vegetables, the majority of men consider kale or spinach, but what if I informed you that among the most potent erection-restoring plants and increasing the flow of blood is something you have most likely passed by 100 times? It's known as rocket in the grocery shop. Lightly spicy and frequently disregarded, I prefer to call it a modest leaf. The blood flow boosting properties of nature might not appear to be little, yet each bite is the natural nitrates are a secret weapon. Don't mistake that for the synthetic nitrates present in processed meats. Arugula's nitrates are clean and plant-based. When you eat, your body transforms them into arugula, converts nitrates into the molecule nitric oxide that promotes relaxation and blood flow vessels that permit increased blood flow through them, and when you've learnt more, increased blood flow results in improved erections. The center of it: no erection, no blood flow. That's how straightforward and serious it is. I recall a patient who was in his late 60s, and he told me that he was a retired Navy veteran. Had not gotten an erection in the morning for years. And that was how he was beginning to feel. He simply lost a piece of his life, and we didn't begin with prescription drugs. We began with, I requested that he add just 1 cup of rocket to his daily lunch, but nothing. Enjoy a simple meal of fresh rocket and olive oil and lemon. 2 weeks later, he sent me an email. "Doc," he added, chuckling, "I believe my wife may be more shocked than I am. It's simple to incorporate rocket into your recipes, but the effects are profoundly calming. Blood arteries that enhance circulation and assisting your bedroom and heart at the same time. It operates quickly, spontaneously, and it functions without any impacts, but increasing blood flow is just half the formula to completely back up your erections. Your body requires the appropriate minerals, particularly as you get older, and that's where a single little meal, frequently ignored and never talked about, can make a significant shift in your emotions and perform. Let's discuss it. Following 3 pumpkin seeds, 4 foods, and food number 3 mineral powerhouse. Occasionally the most potent. The smallest packages contain the smallest items. I feel the same way about pumpkin seeds. They are frequently thrown away, forgotten following Halloween, or abandoned in the but for elderly men, the rear of the pantry, particularly those who are struggling with low energy, weak erections, or persistent exhaustion. This a game share. Pumpkin can be made from tiny seeds. I refer to seeds as nature's mineral. Each one has a great powerhouse within it. Equilibrium of nutrients that do not only your sexual well-being but also your general vitality. They are particularly high in magnesium. Of the most prevalent flaws I observe in for men over 60, magnesium is crucial because promoting blood vessel relaxation and increase, precisely enhancing circulation. It also lowers where you need it to the stress hormone cortisol, which subtly destroys libido and disrupts arousal. Incorporate zinc, which promotes testosterone, as well as selenium, which shields your prostate, and you eating something that works on male performance at all levels. I have a 72-year-old patient. Grandfather arrived feeling exhausted and annoyed that he hadn't had a solid erection for more than a year, and he said that he simply no longer felt like himself. Examined his blood tests and magnesium levels. And zinc levels were low when I gave birth to him. Begin consuming only a quarter cup of pumpkin. Daily raw and unsalted seeds, he added them to his morning muesli. Occasionally simply picked up a bunch as a snack. For weeks later, he entered my workplace with a smile I hadn't previously seen. He said, "Doc, I believe I'm back." That's how minerals work. When they are properly delivered, pumpkin, not just pills, but actual food seeds, are easy, inexpensive, and quite powerful, and when paired with using items such as grass-fed beef and arugula, which contributes to the perfect interior environment for greater strength and regular erections. However, one component is still lacking to this puzzle, an unobtainable nutrient from the sky but from your plate. And if you don't consume enough, healthful eating might be sufficient. Let's examine check to see if you're still viewing, and I think this knowledge is useful. Go ahead and leave the first remark below to tell me if you're keeping up now. Let's move on to the fifth point. It's a straightforward but effective ingredient that most men don't notice, and it might be the secret to unlocking all of our conversation's 5 extra tips thus far. Vitamin D3 extra advice. The erection hormone. There is now a crucial component to this riddle that most men don't consider. It's not a food that you consume. You'll find something in your spice on your dinner plate or in a cupboard. Your body produces these nutrients from the sun. Additionally, without it, even the greatest meals on the planet aren't able to accomplish their task completely. Discussing vitamin D3, which I frequently call the erection. Vitamin D3 is an essential hormone that testosterone synthesis as well as your blood vessels function, lowers inflammation and aids in controlling blood pressure, as well as increasing nitric oxide, the exact chemical that permits your opening of blood vessels to allow blood to flow openly to your penis. But regardless of how, it is crucial that many elderly males have hazardously low levels of vitamin D and lack the notion that we spend more time as we get older indoors. Our skin loses its effectiveness at transforming sunlight, and prior to we're running at half capacity, as you can see. Without being aware of, one of my enduring patients is the 65-year-old widower has been making an effort to things to enhance his sexual function. He was walking and eating better, even using herbal supplements on a daily basis, but when I checked, nothing appeared to be working. His levels of vitamin D were dangerously low. We increased the daily dosage to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3, and in a matter of weeks, he informed me that something had changed. Clearer and more vivacious, and his evening. He believed that the erections were lengthy. Gone had come back, serving as a reminder of the potential power of this nutrient. I now generally advise obtaining 15 to 20 minutes of sunshine each day, if at all possible. However, many older men, particularly during the winter, a high-quality supplement is an easy and efficient method to fill the gap. It's among the simplest actions you can do to reinforce not just your sexual well-being, but your immune system vitality and your general level of energy. Now that you are aware of the foods and nutrients that have the power to change your erections from inside, how can you combine them all into one? Let me demonstrate a basic yet efficient meal plan. You know precisely how that looks. 6. Bringing everything together, combining everything, your erectile nutritious meal. After learning about the fundamental minerals and foods that promote robust, the question then becomes, healthy erections? How can you combine them all in a straightforward, sustainable method? I've used innumerable men throughout the years, and the people who notice the most changes aren't those who make big changes overnight. They are the ones who create uniformity around a small number of strong routines, and it all begins with, imagine this dish of food with 6 to 8 ounces of tenderly cooked grass-fed beef, not too much, but enough to maintain certain essential elements. Include a little of raw cheese on top, which increases the vitamin K2 to maintain the cleanliness of your arteries, and adaptable on the side. Construct a new arugula-based salad with a drizzle. Add a small amount of olive oil, squeeze in some fresh lemon juice, and add a pinch if desired of chopped walnuts or garlic for additional heart-healthy assistance, and do not include a tiny handful of pumpkin seeds. Uncooked, unsalted, and rich in zinc and magnesium, this easy combination provides your body with the good fats, protein, minerals, and it requires plant-based nitrates to replenish naturally occurring hormone balance and blood flow. Men have told me that after merely eating this way for a few weeks, 2 or 3 times a week, they observed not just gains in their erections, but they felt more vitality, alertness. And vitality, it's not true in every aspect of their lives. About nutrition, not about dieting. Giving your body what it has been hankering after. When you mix that lunch with years with regular sunshine or an excellent, you are administering a vitamin D3 supplement. Give yourself every benefit you can to live, act, and feel like the man you wish to. However, despite all of this might and knowledge, I have one final desire. To give you a change in perspective that can rekindle your self-esteem and transform how you handle intimacy as you age. And let's discuss the topic of manhood itself in the last in conclusion message. Conclusion, if any, is one that I hope you will remember. Everything we've talked about is this. Your body has the capacity to recover from transforming and performing not only in life, but I've spent more time in the bedroom. 30 years of experience working with males in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I can tell you that growing older does not mean that your vitality. All you need to do is give your body the appropriate equipment. We have discussed why blood flow is the basis behind each erection and how inadequate circulation, not merely low, a common quiet thief, is testosterone. Behind subpar work, you've discovered how hormones can be restored by grass-fed beef levels and vitality that rockets, increases nitric oxide and causes your arteries to widen. As well as how pumpkin seeds subtly fuel your body that has been lacking in minerals. You've witnessed for years how something as easy as sun-derived vitamin D3 or a supplement might rekindle your body's energy levels and revitalize your drive, but I also hope that you've recognized that they are more than just nutrients. They serve as the foundation and fuel for your assurance in your masculinity and your relationship with your spouse. When you combine these items in a straightforward, regular manner in which you're not merely eating for your health, you're taking back a portion of yourself that you may have believed was long gone. I've seen folks transition from dejected and irritated to inspired and alive once more just by creating these tiny shifts. And if they are capable of doing so, this is what I want you to do. Keep in mind that this is your second prime. Don't let your golden years be boring, disengaged, or diminished. They may be strong, driven, and intentional. You've had heart, experience, and knowledge. Now you simply require strength and circulation. To match, be dedicated, remain optimistic, and above all, continue fighting, because the most memorable periods of your life might remain. If this message resonated with you, please let us know. Offered you hope, clarity, or even just one helpful suggestion, kindly take a moment to like this video to locate more men who are similar to you. Give it to a brother, buddy, or someone you love who could be silently struggling. And if you have a dump of ideas, experiences, or inquiries, I read all of them in the comments section below. Just one person could benefit from your tale. Otherwise, if you want to back this channel and support my ongoing creations, sincere and beneficial information for men over 60, think about donating a modest amount. Utilizing every element of the description's link aims to reach more guys and transforming more lives. I'm grateful for observing. I appreciate you taking control of your well-being, and keep in mind that it's too late to get your strength back. I'm here with your confidence and your passion, at your side the entire time.